All right, welcome to another episode from the Chart Readers. Big day here on SOFI earnings driven. Oh man, you know I'm expecting more right here. All right, so excited to talk about this one to say the least. Okay, I'm gonna do my best to cover four. Hopefully, I don't run that long, but the goal is SOFI, as you can see. Fisker, FSR, NKLA, and Lucid. All right. So again, with SOFI, my goodness, you can I can't even pretend I'm not excited. All right. I will talk a lot about this 913 line though, because I for sure saw it pushing the high nines. Right, 940. You can see actually got as high as 945. Right. It was really weird watching it drop below that. Hopefully you were able to swoop some stuff that low, but again, I'm talking a little too much right now. But with the other three, I think my biggest answer is I think I need a little bit more. Fisker really looks interesting because that one we were watching it for a bit. Today was a lot different than the last days, but you know I need more than one day to get excited, right? And then NKLA and Lucid, I think similar charts. I think they both basically ran to the 20 moving average. But again, we'll talk about all that and more shortly. But before we go any further, what are we going to do? Same thing we always do, right? We'll take a look at the daily and the weekly to see how these things are setting up short term. We have our 5 moving averages. There are horizontal support and resistance lines that I do draw manually myself. And then when we are done up here, we'll use the MACD, RSI, and volume as our lower indicators. Hey, really quickly, if you can please subscribe to this channel, share this video online, comment good or bad if you disagree. Look, I'm telling you, anything you can do helps so much with these YouTube algorithms. But for real, just being here is so appreciated, all right? Let's get into it. And I always say this, does not matter what the stock is, what the sector is, etc., etc. Look, holding into earnings is scary. It really is. And as easy as it is to look at this and see this 20% day and be happy, I mean, just know that, look, well-established companies like Tesla gap down real hard when they miss. You know what I mean? And it's one of those things where, to me, I would much rather, and it's funny because I do have people ask me like, aren't you sad that you didn't get this 20% day? You could have bought and like watched it go. Listen, as easy as it goes up, again, it's the easiest one to flash. That's how quickly it gaps down even worse. What was this day? This day was a minus 12. But again, regardless of the minus 12, the plus 20, what matters to me more is my belief that after earnings reaction happens, more will come. Okay. Again, just because this did well today, I am expecting a lot more to keep coming. All right, just let's come down here real quick. I mean, obviously, volume was crushing it, right? Crushing it. As I zoom out, today was one of the highest, if not the second highest day in the entire stocks trading history, right? Like, huge. All right, when you look at the weekly chart, I know I'm jumping around a little bit. Today's only Monday. We are already over a lot of full trading weeks on this single day, right? Like, this is a very big day for SOFI. And again, to me, it's less about this 20%. It's more the belief that there's gonna be more. Okay, again, that's why to me it is actually really easy to ignore this 20. Like, I don't need to catch today. I'm ready to catch the sustained uptrend that should come from this. All right. Again, MACD is not quite at the positive, but that's a beautiful divergence. And I love that it's echoed by the RSI. Again, even better divergence. Divergence just means the two lines going away from each other. All right. And green is clearly going away from red on both of them. And the right way, it's going up. Right. So loving this, loving this. Let's take a look at right here. All right. Look in the box of it. The RSI right here was an 86. Right here was 85, right here was 85, right here was 89. Like, this thing not that long ago was just pushing really high RSIs. We're only at a 57 RSI. There is a lot of room for this to climb on the daily. There's so much reason. Again, going back to the weekly, I know I'm jumping around a little bit, but you can kind of tell I'm excited, right? Like, again, today is a single day. Today is a single day. And already we only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, basically 10 to 15 total weeks of volume that were better. You know what I mean? So if we push the rest of this week like I would expect, we might be having maybe the third best week. I don't know if it's going to quite get over this week right here. What was this total volume? Oh, just under 560 million, right? I mean, we're close to that. We're definitely close to that, right? So, I mean, it's arguable, but volume was a juggernaut today. It was, and you know, let me go to the Discord because I actually did a pretty good EPS. Okay. I did. All right. So let me kind of play through the day. So first off, I was not sure if we were gonna lose this 913 line pretty early in the day. Let's come look at that real quick. That's exactly where it happened. Just, it was a real crazy hour, right? Each of these is 15 minutes. So that was a nice little place to scoop up if you were able to catch that, all right? Once that happened, I never do this, but I started digging through the headlines, all right? And a lot of really important headlines popped out to me, all right? It was the first ever profit for SOFI, all right? Their loan volume was higher than expected. They actually had a positive EPS. Now, I couldn't find what the expectation for the EPS was. The one thing I would say is it seems like the profit, let alone just the positive number, was quite a surprise. So my guess is this was a higher EPS than expected, all right? So to me, a lot of this was good. And at the end of the day, I haven't even said it yet, but look, this thing gaps over all 5 moving averages on a single day. I have not even said that yet. Look, we were under all 5 moving averages, all right? This was the last real candle. It was under all 5. Doji doesn't count. Doji doesn't count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We jump above all of them. All right. So again, I am just seeing so much strength from this single day. Look, we do need to confirm. All right. I am definitely making assumptions, right? Like there is technically a chance that this thing doesn't confirm, right? But based on, you know, what I believe, it's going to be hard to not expect that. All right, let's just zoom out really quickly. Beautiful, beautiful candle on the S&P 500. Let's just zoom out again real quickly. Beautiful, beautiful candle on the NASDAQ. Just to do it, why not? You know I care more about the S&P 500 and the Dow Jones, but look at that. When all the indices are looking good, when you have a stock that just dropped good earnings, when you have a stock that's blowing out volume the way we've seen it on the daily and the weekly, what else can you expect except for the earnings aftermath to be good, all right? The one thing I want to call out, this is not a Tesla review, all right, but very quickly, look, this thing goes down, it comes up a little bit. I still believe this is going to come down. Maybe this comes up, comes down just a little bit, maybe even just stays a little horizontal on this 913 line, and then it'll pop. I think that's a possibility as well. Nonetheless, I'm expecting this thing to go, like I said. So, did I give a good target? Oh man, we don't even have a 200 moving average on the weekly. All right, look, I think the first immediate target is this 1008 line that I have. I think the next place that I'll draw something will be here. I'll move over to the daily to see if this holds. But I think between 1008 and 1190 seems realistic for SOFI. I'm just zooming out, like I said, to see what 1190 looks like. Oh, it's a little too much. Give me a second. I think that's a good zoom. Oh, that's a great zoom. That's a good line. I'm good with that line. It looks like it's basically... Oops, sorry. My goodness. Come on, mouse. It's taking into this like early January 22 candle, as well as this like early March 22 candle. I like it. I do like that line actually. Cool. Yeah. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your opinions. Otherwise, I'd like to cover FSR. Perfect. Fisker. Hey, really quickly, if you can please subscribe and share, it would be much, much appreciated, all right? So, FSR, I've been covering this one for a couple weeks, all right? And the one big echo across all those videos were, this thing is struggling to get over the 8 moving average. Lo and behold, today's a little different because we actually open at the 8 moving average and then make our way up, all right? Red, 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 red has made for a nice little green, green, green. And let's be honest, there's a lot of red, 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 red that kind of screams it wants green, 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 right? But to me, and I always say this, all right, you need more than a single day to get extra excited, okay? Because again, what I'm doing is I'm zooming out and I'm looking at this stock. And I mean, since, sorry, all those notifications on my phone, my apologies. Since, what is this, October of last year, this thing has basically just been unable to get over the 8. It kind of does a little bit, then comes back down, right? And then even if, as I just zoom out more, I'm going to delete all those lines. We don't need any of those lines up there. What am I doing? Delete all those. Yeah, like I'm seeing a stock, especially since basically January 22, sorry. Pretty much under the moving averages, right? So to me, I can't underestimate the difficulty and the annoyance and the peskiness of this little line right here, this green one, all right? And then again, you see it. Sometimes you'll get over it, but all you're going to do is basically come to the next one, the orange one, and then get slapped back down, right? So here's what I am thinking. I think there's a reason to put a $1.09 target, $1.09, okay? I very, very much would not be surprised if this thing comes back down to 87 cents. If not, maybe even back down to this 85 cents. Why? Because again, just because we're over the 8 doesn't necessarily mean I believe we've broken it, okay? But legitimately, it might be a pretty fast run tomorrow to this $1.09 if it confirms, and that's basically another 20%. You're adding roughly 20 cents here, right? So red, 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 red does turn to an easy green, 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 okay? And really, this is the only little insignificant nothing of a candle, and that's basically where we stopped today, right? So there is very, very little resistance here, but again, am I here believing we're gonna break the 20 moving average? I don't, all right? Even though it's just a sea of red with literally nothing, right? Even as I zoom, like there is nothing down here but nothing, right? Like, I see too much of a struggle under these two lines. Now, there's really good volume here, all right? 48 million just as a standalone number is really good. You know, obviously it's been horrible volume for the last the entire January, right? But I like these last 2 days. Again, I think I still need a little bit more, but it does look like we went up. Friday had what? 43 million. Today we were at 48 million, right? So, I mean, roughly speaking, that's a 10% rise right there, right, in volume. So I like that. Again, is it worth getting excited about? I don't think so. The fact that it's over the 8 moving average, the fact that we've got a decent divergence on the MACD and the RSI, you know, maybe all 4 of these as a combo isn't bad. And again, that's why I'm saying I think there's a decent 109 shot for tomorrow. Otherwise, it fails and it goes back under the 8 because, again, that's what this stock has told me it knows how to do really well, okay? We'll at least talk about the 50 really quickly. Look, we haven't even remotely touched it yet, right? At least this 20 has seen a couple like wicks. It's actually seen a couple days over it. It's seen a day open over it and then clearly a little bit of nothing, right? But at least we've touched the 20. We've never even come remotely near the 50, right? So just kind of keep that in mind as you're you know, holding perspectives, right? But yeah, I think it's very premature to think about anything over that $1.10 line. If we got over that $1.10, it actually could be a really nice fly to $1.50, all right? And again, I think it's still a little too early to think about that, but I'll at least mention that really quickly. Where are we on the weekly? Look, again, there is a whole mess of just red, 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 red. Even this little green candle I don't like very much, all right? This thing's kind of saying, hey, maybe you want to come up to 120. All right, I think 120 might be a little aggressive. I think we'll use the daily's 109 as our immediate target. But FSR, listen, I'm not here looking for a couple good days. All right, I'm looking for sustained uptrends. That's what I love. All right, and this one's just not quite there yet. It's going to be all about the 8 and the 20 moving average, okay? Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your opinions. Even if you disagree, I'm telling you, I'm not here to hate on your thoughts, all right? Let's move into NKLA. All right, NKLA, this is an interesting day here. And really, this kind of goes along with what we were talking about with FSRs. Oh, sorry. If you can please subscribe, if you can please share, it does so much with these YouTube algorithms, all right? Look. This is all about the 20 moving average right now. And one thing I like is in November, we hit it but failed. Hit it but failed. Hit it but failed. In December, we hit it but failed. Hit it but failed. Hit it but failed. Hit it but failed. Finally, in January, it seems like we've gotten over it, but you cannot simply assume. You need to see a little confirmation. And what really bothers me here actually is the fact that the 50 moving average is just a little too close. I think for me, I would, and I'm going to set an alert for 86 cents. I wouldn't mind knowing 86 cents because I would much rather, I think, go from the 50 to the 100, go from this 80 something all the way up to a little bit more than $1. Then I would kind of seeing what's going to happen. Because again, we've seen it. Hits the line, fails. Actually closes over it and then ends up failing. Closes over it, ends up failing. And look, that was a good strong candle, no wick. That was a good strong candle, no wick. Today was a good strong candle, no wick, right? So I would easily say today closes above the 20 better than any of the other ones. So maybe that's a little different. But again, I still think it's harder to justify for me. I would much rather wait for 86, add 20 cents to that. That's another beautiful 20% move right there, right? So MACD is not quite positive, but looks like it's there. We have a nice divergence on both the MACD and the RSI. You know I love that. Volume's been nice the last couple of days, but volume's not getting over the 50-day average. All right, I always joke, right? Like the average is nothing more than a C student in the classroom. Like I am not asking to be above average. I would love it, and it knows how to do it, right? But for now, just give me average. Just give me consistently on the line. Then we'll start asking for better than the line, right? But volume's been the little missing thing, I would say, right here. So yeah, get me into 86, 87 cents, and I would love that. Let me add that. Otherwise, I'm seeing a 50 moving average line. Just look at this red line. You know, there's a lot of lines here. I'm going to delete all these lines. I think it'll be a little bit easier to look at this thing. Yeah, that's way cleaner. Look at this thing, though. Look at this red line right here. The 50 moving average has literally been never closed above since, when was this day? Since August, middle of August of last year, all right? It came close, kinda-ish came close, kinda-ish came close. Like, there has not been a good green candle on that 50-day average, all right? So don't underestimate that 50, okay? It's been a good couple days, right? Like, I'm not taking away from the fact that this thing was at 60-something, now it's at 80-something, right? That's a beautiful 33%, right? I just don't think we're going much over until I believe that 50 average line is broken, all right? We'll look at the weekly real quick. Again, this is something I say often. It happens on the daily, it happens on the weekly. You go away from the 8, you come to the 8. You go away from the 8, you come to the 8. You go away from the 8, you come to the 8. Each time it goes back away, right? There was a good little break right here, obviously, but you can see it. It does that. Again, we're talking about almost the same thing. I need a little bit more to believe, all right? Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your opinions. Let's end it with Lucid. Look, this was a real big candle, all right? And again, red, green, green, red, green. Like, these are technical moves that they make sense to me. I don't smell sustainability yet. Now, the thing with this one is, again, red might make an interesting run to, I think 4 might be a little pushing it. Maybe till here. Maybe there's a shot at 375 tomorrow. Maybe it pushes just a little bit higher, but yeah, I'm not sure we're going to be getting back over 375. I think more than anything what's happened is we had an RSI that was crazy low. The RSI was 1.25, all right? We're seeing the NASDAQ recover. Not recover, that's a poor word. We're seeing the NASDAQ continue to push, all right? And that's helping the tech stocks beneath it, but I don't know. I think I still need a little bit more. I'm gonna chapter those two together because I think the thoughts were about the same. But let me know your thoughts. Let me know your opinions. Otherwise, you know it. I appreciate you so much.